Hello, my name is Little Wolf, and I have decided that I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. Um, I was born in Kelowna, British Columbia on October 10th, 1990, so that means my numerology is 111. October 10th, 1990, each of those equals a 1, which is a pretty cool thing to have a triple digit birthday. If you know anything about numerology, it's kind of cool. Um, so when I was born, it wasn't your typical event, let's say. I was coming out feet first, so breached, and the nurse, not even the nurse didn't call the doctor, from what I understand, and decided she would do this on her own when it was apparently one of her first shifts or something. I don't know. It was supposed to happen, I guess. But I ended up Well, she twisted my leg, tried to turn me around, broke my leg, or did something to it, and I was dead for 6 minutes. And they took 8 people to rush in and revive me. I was in an incubator for quite some time. I had no idea how to breathe. Well, I figured it out, but I only recently figured out what breathing meant since I started doing yoga. Because it's funny that those simple little things aren't taught. I find it very strange, and that's why I want to bring awareness to these things, that it's not anyone's fault that we don't know. It's the fact that no one thinks to teach us even the basics so that we can learn on our own and grow on our own. So that's a thing I got about their school system. So with this, I have what they call brain damage. I don't really think I have brain damage. I think my brain had to get wired differently in order to kind of get to the point that I'm at right now. Because if I'm just gonna throw it out there, I believe in a lot of the mind control. I've seen proof of it. I feel the vibrations of those things that are going on. I can sense them. I was, because of what happened to me, I could feel the earth in my bones. I could feel the weather. I knew when the weather was going to change. I have a very different nervous system than most other people. It's become a lot to have to understand, to learn how to work with, what they mean. I'm writing a book about that, actually, so that I can make videos more openly and knowledgeably at some later point in time. But the other funny thing that I wish to bring up is, at that time of being born, I was also born a female. So I've been in the transgender queer role, or area of understanding and living, and it being part of my life and having to learn about it, because growing up I knew nothing. I didn't know that you could transition. I didn't know what it meant. I always just knew that I was a boy inside. My spirit or my soul is not a is not a mistake. It's something that I am grown a lot from, learned a lot from, and have a lot to teach because of. Um, to go with this, I'm also working with energy healing and crystal healing, and using alchemy, learning about alchemy, so that I can use plant essences, foods, the stars. I can use crystals and gems, like elixirs. You can create all these different levels of energy to pinpoint certain parts of the body. Um, I am fortunate enough to be inter. I'm getting introduced to someone who does a lot of crystal healing, and I would brought up the idea of being able to restructure bone structure, how to mend bones, how to change bone structure, and I believe that that will be a very important thing in the new way of doing things. For instead of getting a surgery where you're taking parts of you off, I want to learn ways to naturally do these things without the pain, without the recovery, without the damage. I don't have any surgeries, and I only took hormones for a very short amount of time because I didn't like the idea of some foreign chemical changing my body. And since I have been off that for many years, so I actually transitioned in, so I was 18 when I went to the doctors and did all that stuff. So 19 to 2009 is when I started going on hormones, and that only lasted maybe 2 years, and we're 2016 now, so I've been going through this for a long time, and I still stick to my beliefs, to how I choose to go through things. I do constantly have body issues, but it pushes me to look at the reasons why and to find solutions and to find ways that we can do these things in alternative methods that I believe are very, very much part of our future. Are there pharmaceutical companies? I don't like prescription drugs. I don't like most drugs unless they're natural, and even then, sometimes, I don't know, I'm really picky. I'm really sensitive, so when different energies are inside of my body working, sometimes I don't like what they're up to. So I just have a negative time just battling whatever they're trying to do to me, or whatever's going on. So, yeah, that's probably a good little tidbit intro about who I am. These things will continue throughout my videos. I just like to get it out in the open so that I don't have to pretend that I'm being something that I'm not. I'd like to speak very freely and openly about what I go through, what I understand, and it's going to make sense, or you might see more of a way of tying in why I think in certain ways because of what I've gone through within the journey of life that is going on, that I'm experiencing at this moment. And hopefully my strange knowings that I've had to understand can help other people without having to go through such extremes that I apparently just like this kind of way of learning. I don't know. Yeah, I just like to learn, and I don't like people to tell me. But I do like when people tell me, like, don't get me wrong, I'm going to restructure this. I don't like, how could I say, I like experiencing everything and seeing what resonates within my own core belief system without other people saying that I have to be one way or another. That's how I'm gonna end.